everybody. This is Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. Hope people are able to log in. I know I'm not very good at doing advanced stuff on this live stuff, but if not, I know this is being recorded, so people will be able to see it afterwards if they can't log in and ask questions. So anyway, to start, hi, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. This channel is all about embroidery, sewing, crafting, and mostly about the Brother SE1900 sewing machine, which is the machine that is right. Okay, that's not good, is it? Over here. That's my new baby. So anyway, well, it's not really new. I've had it for almost 2 years. I wanted to start this channel, but I did not want to do a channel when I first got the machine because I really wanted to learn how the machine worked, the functionality, so that way I could share that knowledge with you guys. But anyway, in this live, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to share with you some of the accessories that I use along with my SE1900. Let me start off with one accessory that I literally just got that I like a lot. As you know, with the Embroidery 1900, you can only use like the little small spools of thread. They're not really that small, but you can use, oops, that's not good. Okay, sorry. Little disorganized today. These are usually the threads that I get out of the sets that I buy. And you can sometimes go ahead and you can buy bigger ones. And I hope people can see me because I know there were like 3 waiting. Is this working? Hi, everyone. Is there anyone out there? Hola. ¿No hay nadie ahí? Oh, hey, Grace, how you doing? Okay, I'm working. Got one person, that's good. Hey, Grace, from North Carolina. I'm glad you were able to make it. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, this thing is working and stuff, because I do know it can record and people can see it later. But anyway, all right. So back to where I am. The thread, okay? Usually I buy the sets, right? You get sets of 63 from Sim Thread. I usually use Sim Thread, and you get these sets, but they're kind of small, even though they're not that bad because these do last a while. But then other times you have to get replacements. Oh, so when I get the replacements, I usually went and get the silky threads. They're a little bigger and they last longer, and these still fit in your Brother SE1900. However, though, you know, for those that have subscribed to my channel and know me for a while, they know that I don't just have an SE1900, I also have the multi-needle machine, which means that I like to buy the big threads too. And they're really big. Should have had these out. They're like this. And sometimes I want to use these on the SE1900, but this doesn't fit in the machine because when you put in the thread, you have to put it in through the side. There isn't anything that goes straight. However, though, I found something, and this is what I found on Amazon. This is called a 1 spool thread stand, and it works. I actually, you know, this is the box that it came with. Bought it off of Amazon, and I believe it was about 23, and I think they had some cheaper ones too, but I don't know why, but I was just attracted to this one, so I just ordered this one. But this is what it actually looks like. It's a thread, it's a stand. You put it together and you can just thread it with the machine. This is sewing thread. I like to buy the big bulk of sewing thread too, because I just feel that it's cheaper and it lasts longer. You don't want to be in the middle of a project and you run out of thread. So these look great. So if you're on your SE1900 and you want to start procuring these big spools of thread, you can do that. And you just get a stand similar to this, put it in, you can thread it in the hoop and then thread it to your 1900. So in the future, when you see me creating embroidery projects on my SE1900, probably going to see me pull these out and take these threads out, because I think this will last forever, because I can not only use them on my multi-needle machine, but now I can now use them on my SE1900. Now, some of you may come out and say, hey, well, why did you buy the stand? Why can't you just take this and just put it on the table and then thread to the machine? Well, I tried it. It didn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because when the machine is feeding the thread, right? And you put it on the table, you put it down, the thread is pulling from the side. What this does is it actually pulls the thread from the top. So when the machine is pulling, it's pulling from the top and then it goes to the side. So your machine, this won't get caught up. So that's why if you do it that way and the thread is not really pulling from the top, it's not going to unravel correctly. And then what's going to happen is this is going to snag. Okay. So having issues with thread breaking with big spools. Any suggestions? Yes. This, Grace, I'm telling you, this works. I tried it because of the same reason. It's snagging because when you do the big spools, it's probably pulling on the side. What this does is it pulls it upwards. You put it through the hoop, and then you go and you put this on your SE1900. So it's going to work a lot better. Okay, so this is really good investment. I have already used it. I can see me getting a lot of use out of this. So this is something that I do highly recommend if this is something that you want to do. If you want to use the big spools on the SE1900, then this is really good, because that way you don't have to replace your colors as quickly. I usually do, but I have now been embroidering a lot more than I usually do, because a lot of my families are asking me for towels. I don't embroider face masks. I don't like embroidering face masks because I think it's popping too many holes in the mask. And I know you can layer it, but it's just not something I want to do. So, you could do it, but it's just not something that I want to. So I've been doing a lot of shirts. Made my shirt yesterday, but I made this one on the big machine. But I could have did this on the SE1900 too. So just something I wanted to share with you guys. I think this is a really good thing. I also wanted to talk to you because in this video, I wanted to share all the different accessories that I have purchased and tried since I've had my SE1900 in sewing embroidery machine. Okay, told you about that. Got my little notes here because I didn't want to miss anything. I want to talk to you about scissors. Okay, scissors and cutting. Well, I have lots. Let me put this down a little bit so you can kind of see. I have lots of different scissors. A whole galore. Okay? So we're going to go through all the ones that I bought. Okay? Now, if you've watched the face mask video that I did have the stand, didn't have issues with my, I did have the stand, didn't have issues with my, Grace, I don't know what you mean by ULT, but send me an email, we'll work it out. I'll try to help you with your machine, with your stand and stuff, and maybe, we'll figure it out. Don't worry, Grace, we'll get you going. So, back to the scissors. Sorry. I'm trying to read the comments so that I can try to also answer all your questions while I'm doing this video and stuff. I have a video in making face masks. Now, one of the things that I did in making the face mask is I use Pinkie Spears. These are great for when you're cutting corners and you're cutting your fabric, okay? Now, I bought this. This is Fizzers. Or I don't know if I say it right. Fiskars. Okay, you know my English, Spanglish, genetics ain't working too well. But anyway, I bought these first. These are okay, but they were hard on my hand. And I saw there was a knob, and I tried to adjust it. You put WD-40. Still kind of rough, right? They work, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't comfortable in my hand, okay? So from these, I went to Ginger. I like Ginger scissors, okay? Ginger has Pinkie Spears too. Much better, but this was kind of small. But if I had my choice, I would pick this over these. Now, these Ginger scissors are usually more pricey. They are, I don't know, to me, I feel like they're very solid quality. They're probably going to outlive me and my grandkids, if, you know, when I get grandkids. These things look like they last forever. They do. These are probably, it's like buying, you know, those pots that last forever. Well, I forgot. My husband knows. Not the sterling silver. Oh, anyway. These are good. They're good investments. Now, I didn't like the handle too much, right? So I was like, all right, I was making a lot of face masks. I had to use the Pinkie Spears because, you know, there is a lot of curve in the fabric. So what I ended up doing was I found this. This is a rotary cutter, and it has a Pinkie Spear blade. These are really, really cool. Did you buy those off of Amazon? Okay. This blade is the Pinkie Spears blade. These I got off of Amazon. I also got this rotary cutter off of Amazon. These Pinkie Spears, I got them off of Joann's, and I used a coupon when I bought them. So it was okay, you know. These are pretty pricey, so wait for them to go on sale in Joann's, or, you know, and use a coupon if you can, because these are expensive. But I have to admit that this is the brand that I always steer to, because they are really, really good scissors, okay? However, though, when it comes to the Pinkie Spears, I will always pick this, and then this is my second choice. This, if I can't find these two, then this is where I go, okay? So those are Pinkie Spears. This I love, and I'm going to tell you why. I love them because it's like a rotary color, very comfortable with the hand, and also you can just maneuver around. So and it cuts very well. So this, to me, hands down, the Pinkie Spears blade is, to me, the way to go, okay? Rotary cutters also. I originally bought this as a plain rotary cutter, okay? This has the, you know, little lock, little red dot, and then it'll stop, right? And the blade won't come out, right? You don't cut yourself, and then you just unrelease it, and blade comes out. This is pretty good. It's good. Then I also had a Cricut. I have a Cricut machine. So Cricut came up with their own rotary cutter. This one has a little snap, and then you cut it, the blade comes out, unsnap it, press the button, the blade, you know, it has a little cover that covers the blade so you won't cut yourself. I don't like these rotary cutters, and I'm going to tell you why. Sliced my fingers not once, twice. And it took a big chunk of meat out of my fingers. That was not, it wasn't good. I didn't like it. Wasn't feeling it. I'm telling you, it cut my finger, and it cut it really, really bad. And it got to the point where I was scared of rotary cutters, because when you're cutting fabric, sometimes you put the ruler, you have your hand positioned on the ruler, and then you take your blade, and then you're going straight down, right? And then next thing you know, boop. Oh, almost did that. Boop. You cut your finger, right? Well, there was a lady on Facebook, and she was selling fabrics $4 a yard. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. So I went to her house. She had a galore of fabric. And I was like, oh, man, she's got a lot. So when I went and I selected all my fabric, she went to a cutting board, and she cut the fabrics. When she was cutting the fabric, she used this. And this one is a pressure rotary cutter. With this, I bought off of Amazon. And I'll tell you right now, it is an RAI RS 45. That's what it is. I mean, or is it K? I think, no, I'm sorry, KARI. I'll put the link below. I'll put the link on the video, okay? Because I really don't know the name of it. The way this rotary cutter works is you have to press down, and when you press down, that's when the cutter comes out and it'll cut your fabric for you. It's so much better. I mean, I don't know, it has the best, to me, this is just better. This, it's like the moment you move up, the blade's gone. You can't cut yourself with this. Now, you can't cut it if you put your hand in front of it and then you're pressing down, you're going towards it. But I just feel this is safer. So to me, this rotary cutter was the best, okay? So out of rotary cutters, I do have these, and what I ended up doing was I just changed this into my Pinkie Spears blade, so I could use this, and I really don't use this at all, and this is really my favorite, my go-to. So covered Pinkie Spears, I covered rotary cutters, and now I want to talk to you about fabric. I only bought one scissor for fabrics. And again, the ginger, my favorite. It's the ginger. This I bought off of Amazon, ginger scissors. This cuts fabric like butter. I mean, it's so smooth, no snags, no nothing. Highly recommend this. A little pricey too, but you know what? It's like my husband says, sometimes it's what you pay for, you know? So these are very, very, very good scissors. Now, a lot of folks have been reaching out to me, and then they talk about when you're embroidering, what scissors do you use? So I wanted to share with you some of the scissors that I use while I'm doing embroidery on my machine. If you are doing applique, these are the ones to go. The dough. Now, for those of you that don't know, applique is when you are laying down fabric on your embroidery. You have an embroidery, and the machine does an outline. You lay down the fabric. The machine then outlines again on top of the fabric. You cut the outer edges of the fabric out, and you would cut it with this. What I like about this is that, I don't know if I can, if you see, it's very, very sharp here, but see how it goes? So you would cut like this. So what it does is it lifts the fabric in such a way that when you're cutting very close to the stitches. Hey, Barbara. Oh, man, I got a big thank you for you, Barbara. And I gotta share with you guys what Barbara emailed me this morning, because she gave me really great advice. And I so appreciate it. But let me continue with the scissors, and then I got to get back to Barb, because she gave me good advice, and I really want to share it with all you guys. These are really, really great. It lifts the fabric as you're cutting. So what makes sure it does is that it's cutting very close to the stitches, and it's not cutting your stitches. So after you're done with cutting the outer fabric, then the machine stitches, and you won't be able to see any of that residue fabric. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I will do a video on doing an applique. I'm going to do an applique on the shirt, so that way you guys can see it, and I'm going to use these scissors. So that way you can see exactly how these scissors work when you're doing applique embroidery. Okay, but this is a really, really good investment, especially if that's something that you're going to do a lot. A lot of people do applique embroidery for kids' shirts, alphabets, fonts, and all that kind of stuff. So, and I've been using them quite a bit. So I will definitely make a video on how to use these scissors. The other kind of scissors that I use is Snips. Snips are really cool. The only thing is I bought a couple of these off of Amazon. Some of them came kind of dull. and other ones came pretty sharp. This is more of a dull one, but I wanted to show you what they look like. They are really good when you're cutting jump stitches. Now, when I'm cutting jump stitches, I do two things. I use a tweezer. This is a tweezer that I got from Cricut, okay, when they came, you know, with some of the accessories that I bought for my Cricut machine. I like these because if you look at them, they're very, you know, sharp, small. So this is really great for me to go in. It makes it very easy for me to go in, pick the thread up, then use these, and then curve underneath it and then cut it. So these are really good when you're trying to make, you know, little cuts. I also, when I bought my brother SE1900, it came with these. These are the ones that have little sharp tip. Don't know if you see. See, they kind of have like the little tip that goes inward. These are very, very good for when you're cutting a thread. And then what you're doing is you want to really cut it close to the fabric, but you don't want to cut the fabric. So but you want to cut it close because you don't want long threads, you know, hanging out. So these are very good for that. The curved ones, I don't use curve. Well, I do. No, that's a lie. I do. I have these. These are the ones that I use. I was using these for appliques first to curve, you know, to cut around my appliques. Then I discovered these. So now I'm using these. And this I kind of use more for jump stitches and stuff and hard to reach areas. Sometimes you have your design under your needle and sometimes you need to cut a jump stitch that's, you know, behind your needle. This is great because of the curve, because it's long. So I would just take my tweezer, lift it up, and then this would help me reach back there. So that way I can cut the thread. So let me see. Yep, that covers all my scissors. So, you know, this really works. I really like it, you know. So I do use all my scissors and stuff. It's really funny because sometimes when my friends reach, you know, come and see me, they're like, Jesus Christ, how many scissors do you have? And I'm kind of like, a lot, you know, and stuff. Oh, I forgot one scissor. Okay. I got the small ginger embroidery scissor. And these are cool. They're very, very, very sharp. And I really like them. But these are cute little scissors to have. And I keep these in a little box that I have next to my embroidery machine. I got the little rolling cart that you see a lot at Michael's. It has like the little 3 tiers and stuff. And that's usually where I put a lot of my little small scissors and, you know, thread cutters and all that kind of stuff in there. Because it makes it really easy to, you know, you have everything in one place. And if I'm embroidering on the big machine, then I roll it over to the big machine. If I'm embroidering on the small machine, then I'll just like roll it over there, back there, and everything is nice and accessible, okay? Another favorite thing for my embroidery, I want to talk to you about software. Embrilliance Essential is what I use. I find it very easy to use. It's something that works very well with the Mac. I'm a Mac user, and I like it. I like to do my own designs because a lot of the things that I do for people is customization. A lot of people ask me, hey, I want this design, but I want my name on it. So what I usually do is I go on my desktop and I upload the design. I make sure that I'm set up for the 5x7 hoop, especially when I'm using my SE1900. You got to make sure that it's 5x7. So when you're always buying designs for your brother, make sure it's PES file format and that it could fit in a 5x7. So in an Embrilliance, I can make the design smaller if I want, and then I can also add the name. Once I have the file created the way I want it with the person's name and the design and it fits in the 5x7, I save it to a USB port and then I take it over to the brother SE1900 and I just pop it in the drive and then I load it up and then I start my embroidery project. So that software, I bought it straight from the vendor. I did not buy it on Amazon because when I went to buy it on Amazon, I didn't see a download function. And I'm one of those folks that I like things right away. So I was kind of worried about that. So I just said, oh, you know, I'll just order it from the vendor. And then I figured if I order it from the vendor, if I have any questions or any problems, then I can reach out to them. And I'm going to be honest, there were times when I had questions on how to use the software, and I reached out to them and they were very responsive. They, I emailed them and they called me back right away, told me exactly where I was supposed to click so that I can make adjustments to it. So I was kind of like, oh, well, this is really cool. So I'm really glad that, I just bought it straight. If I remember correctly, I believe I paid like $130 for Embroidery Essentials, and that's the first package of the suite, because Embroidery is a whole suite. So you want to get into digitizing and all that stuff, you can buy the different additional modules to Embroidery. It can get kind of pricey. I bought the whole thing because I thought, we were going to do digitizing, and I think I still will. It's just that it's not really easy. I mean, I haven't found it easy to digitize. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I have it, so I'm going to try it, and I'm going to keep at it, because the way I look at it is, hey, it'd be great if I could make my own designs and stuff. So, I wanted to also tell you about some of the other materials that I use, like stabilizer, my favorite stabilizers, okay? Sticky stabilizer, when you're doing towels, when you're doing the hats. Sticky stabilizers, to me, is awesome because it really holds down your fabric in place. You don't have that much shiftment or anything. As a matter of fact, you don't even have any shifting going around in the fabric that I've experienced. So, help to be organized. Yeah, I got to get organized. I tried, Robin, had my little outline, didn't work good. I'm all over the place. But anyway, I know you guys understand me. So, the material, sticky stabilizers, okay? I love those. Toppings. Topping is a must, and I love having toppings. I don't have a particular brand of topping that I use, but if you are embroidering on top of a towel, and I think I have a video on embroidering on a towel, this is the best thing to do. If you have, and it's not just a towel, if you have a fabric that has some kind of texture or something, you want to be able to put this on, because what'll happen is your thread is going to sink in the fabric, okay? And with a towel, I don't have one readily here. I would like to show you. Well, anyway, when you look at a towel, right, it's kind of fuzzy, right? And then when you start embroidering and you have stitches, the stitches can get buried. And if you look at the fabric that you're using, sometimes you can kind of tell if the fabric is kind of thick, and you kind of feel it. And if you feel that the stitches are going to sink in there somewhere, always use topping. Even if you're not sure, use it. It doesn't hurt. If anything, what it does, it helps your embroidery design to really pop out. So I love this stuff. I really do. I just, I do use it a lot for almost everything. I don't use it for t-shirts. This is a t-shirt, and I did a sweatshirt. And, I don't use it for the clothes. I don't use it for the hats. But when I do have towels, or if I have laptop cases or bags, and I look at the material and it looks like it has some kind of texture, like maybe there's, it goes in and out, kind of, like bump, it's not really smooth, then use this. Because if not, the last thing you want is, you don't want to embroider, and then while you're in the middle of embroidering, you see that the stitches start to sink, and then you're like, great, it's kind of, it's a downer, because you spent all that time, hooping it and all that stuff, and then you start seeing that, and then you're like, great, But yeah, so love this stuff. Let me see. Oh, tender touch. Tender touch is something else. If you're doing shirts, right, or towels even, I use this, the Silky Tender Touch. The reason why you want to use this is because when you're embroidering, like you're embroidering a shirt, right? You have your stitches in the back of the shirt, and you just, you know, the back of the shirt is going to touch the person's skin, and it's going to rub on them and stuff. The last thing you want is for the t-shirt to give them a reaction or some sort, or some comfortable. And at the same time, you know, when you pull your tearaway away, sometimes it's not exactly very attractive looking, right? So what I do, oh, the sticky stabilizer. Okay, the brand of sticky stabilizer, I don't really have a particular brand, Amelia. Usually what I'll do is, this is really how I pick a lot of my stuff from Amazon. Reviews, okay? Check out, I mean, I'll put in the link of the ones that I picked, okay? But just so that you understand how I do it when I'm picking my stabilizer is I usually like to look at the reviews of any product that I buy. And it's not just embroidery, it's like in anything. So I'll go on Amazon, I know exactly what I want. And then what I'll do is I'll look at the reviews and I try to read the reviews. Now, yeah, granted, you're not going to find a product that everybody says, oh, it's great. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to say, oh, I didn't like this, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. So if it has a high review and stuff, and, you know, I try it out. And if it works and it works great, I'll buy it again. If not, if it didn't work for me, then, okay, then try on something else. But that's usually how I do it. Now, for the Tender Touch, I've been using the Silky. You know, I'm not a brand name specific person either. I'm more of a money specific person. I want the best bang for my buck. Sometimes the name, my personal experience, sometimes the brand name of something isn't exactly mean quality. Sometimes you can find stuff out there, and that's with everything that I shop with. Sometimes you can find something out there that is just as good, meets the need, and you don't have to like empty out your pocketbook, you know, while doing it. So, you know, but the Silky one seems to work. Am I going to try another brand? If I could find something out there cheaper, I'm going to give it a shot. You know, you never know. So, and I'll also, and if I find something cheaper and it works, I'll make sure to post it on my YouTube channel. So that way you guys can see what I find out there. Okay. So let me see. Okay. I got my software. Oh, I also wanted to tell you something that I used. Chopsticks. Chopsticks. There have been a couple of projects that I, you know, when you're sewing, sometimes you have to turn things around and you have to poke out the corners. Chopsticks, you know, cheap, way work. Some people go out and actually spend money on, some people actually go out and they spend money. I'm sorry, I've been looking at the chat box. I should learn to look at that at the end. Okay. You know, on turners, something for like, you know, to overturn it and take the corners out. Well, some people, I don't know what they call it, but they've been actually spending money on this stuff. So to me, I just saw the chopstick and I was like, same thing. You just need a pointer. You just need something to go in and just turn the, you know, the fabric inside out and make sure that you poke out the corners really good before you iron it and stuff. So this works. So if you have something similar to this, you know, don't spend the money. Use what you have, you know. I mean, it works. So that's what's important and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the chapsticks are really, really cool. What else was I going to mention in this video for you guys? Oh, the thread set. Oh, yes. Let me tell you about something that I got. I don't know if you guys have it. Oh, and before I say this, I got to talk to you about Barb. Barb is one of the folks that's been watching my videos. Really nice lady. She wrote to me and she noticed that in one of my videos, right, while I was sewing, I was pulling the thread, you know, after changing colors, I was pulling it from the top, right? I was going, okay, done, whatever. take the thread out, and I pulled it from the top. Do not do that. She is so right. I have heard people say this. When you're embroidering, right, and it's time for you to change colors, cut the thread, pull it out from the bottom. The reason why you do that is because there's going to be lint. You know how when you're cleaning your machine by the bobbin area, you get a bunch of lint and stuff, and you're supposed to be cleaning that out? Well, when you pull it, there is a disc, a tension disc on the top. You do, when you pull it, what happens is you're putting lint in your tension disc, and that can really mess up the machine. So do never, when you pull it up, that's when the lint comes out. So in order to make sure that you are, doing the, changing threads, please just cut it and pull it out. I remember someone telling me that, and I didn't listen. And the reason why I didn't listen was because I was thinking to myself, well, you're wasting thread. You're wasting thread. So just, just cut it and then just pull it on the top. And then you just roll it up and then just, and your thread will last longer. Yeah, you are wasting thread. But the thing is, you're harming your machine. And you don't want to do that. So to me, it's more cost effective to waste that little bit of thread than for you have to take that machine in and now it doesn't function because you didn't cut your thread. You didn't take the time to just cut the thread and take the thread out the correct way, which is from the bottom and stuff. So she had mentioned that to me. And she also mentioned when she watched my video, when I was threading the needle on the SE1900, when you're threading it, right, and you're at the stage where you're going to hit the little knob down so that way you thread the machine, make sure that your pressure foot is down. I think there was a couple of times when I did not put the pressure foot down and I went and I just hit it to thread it. So make sure you take the time to put your pressure foot down, then put the thing, because she is right. Because if you do that, you could damage your machine too. So, I'm really glad that Barb, thank you so much for calling that out. Sometimes when you're doing things really quickly, you don't catch it. So, and it is really, really important to, build those real good sewing habits. So, if you see something, I do something wrong again, let me know, lady, because I really want to learn, but I want to learn right, okay? So that's what I really loved about building this channel, is because not only am I teaching you guys, but I hope you guys can teach me too. So moving along, because I really wanted to, show you guys this. This is something that saved me. This a lot of times too in projects. This is called the Peggy's Stitch Eraser, okay? I bought this off of Amazon. I got the one with the cord, and I'm going to tell you what this does. Let's say you are embroidering, right? And you just messed up and you have to start over and you have to remove the stitches. Well, if you need to remove the stitches, you have to bring out your friend, okay? And sometimes this can take a very long time, okay? And this is another thing that I bought. I bought this at Joann's because the one that comes with your bread, I forgot what you call it. I'm having a brain fart. I think this is a bread thread. I'm going to call it a bread thread breaker. I know you guys know what it is, but I remember when I first got the machine, I was like, what is this thing? But I didn't know that you were supposed to open it up. And steam ripper, there you go. Thank you, Barb. That's the girl. She's teaching me. Steam ripper. This came out, right? It was okay, but the thing is, it's kind of like smooth, I wanted this one because this has a better grip. So, and it's just as good, but I just like the grip of it. So I ended up with this one. So anyway, if you are embroidering, and let's say I put this little one, and let's say you make a mistake, right? If you have to use one of these steam rippers, you're going to be there for a very, very, very long time. So I found this, and it's called a Peggy's Stitch Eraser number 3. They have the wireless ones, and this is the cord one. I got the cord one. I just didn't see the wireless at the time when I purchased this, but either one, it works, you know. It's kind of like a shaver. So one of the things that you do is you use this to cut the stitches. Now, this saved my butt a lot because there were going to be a lot of products that I had to throw in the garbage because I messed up, you know, put the wrong color, or it just didn't stitch right. So I just had to tear it all up and start all over. This really, really works. The only thing that I tell you is you have to really know how to use this, because this will cut the fabric. So you have to, I'm going to do a video. I won't probably, I will. I'll do a video of me using this to remove stitches from the fabric, so that way you can see. And what I'll even do in that video is I will even purposely cut the fabric so you can see what will happen if you use this incorrectly. So this is a very good investment. This is something that strongly recommend. This is really great because it really saved my butt. There were a couple of times when I had customers that wanted a jacket or a shirt or something embroidered with their name on it. And I was kind of like, okay, usually I don't like embroidering on products that people bring to me because you get nervous. And if you mess up the stitch, you kind of mess up their item, you know? And, but when I got this, I was kind of like, oh, this is great. So now it's like they'll bring it in, and if I mess up, I can fix it with this, and then I can restitch. So this is really, really good to do. So highly recommend this. Let me see. What else was I going to mention today? Oh, I wanted to tell you also, share with you guys about some of the future videos that I have in mind for the channel. I wanted to do a video on when you're on your SE1900, and let's say that you're stitching, right? You know, let's say you need to reverse your stitch, right? Because your thread broke, or son, I want to teach you guys how you do this on the machine. You know, because there's certain buttons that you got to press so that way you can go backwards. You know, because if you don't stitch correctly, remember, every stitch in an embroidery design counts. If you skip stitches, you're going to have little empty spaces in your design. You don't want to do that. So every stitch counts. So I want to do a video to show you guys how to reverse stitch if you miss a step, and how to, you know, go forward and everything. So that's really important to learn that functionality, so that way you can really, really perfect your art. I also wanted to do one on embroidering a sun hat. Summer's coming. A lot of ladies like to wear the little sun hats and stuff. I have a sun hat here. I have not embroidered it, but I figured now that I'm getting better at embroidering, I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to do one on that. I'm also planning on embroidering a bag. Show you right here. I got a old book bag. This is a JanSport. JanSport usually has the label right here, right? So what I did was I just used a steam ripper, and then I just took out the label. And, you know, kids love it when you put their names on the book bags. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to do that on the SE1900, because I figured that's a pretty neat idea and a gift that you can give someone, or even sell if you want to sell, you know, personalized book bags and stuff. So I was thinking of doing that. Another video I was thinking of doing was changing the needle on the 1900. I had a couple of viewers that reached out to me and said, hey, I changed the needle and the needle dropped, or the needle broke. It's not that hard, but, you know, sometimes you need someone to give you that visual on how to insert the needle correctly and how to put it all the way up on the machine. So I figured I would do a really quick 5-minute video. I'll probably even do it this weekend or the weekend's almost over, but I'll probably have to do it tomorrow, on how to actually insert the needle in a SE1900. I also wanted to do one coming up also on bobbin issues. I see a lot of people in Facebook groups talking about bobbins, if they're having some issues with the bobbins, you know, that it's not stitching correctly and stuff. Some people are saying that it's because they put in the bobbin incorrectly. Some of the stuff that I saw, though, I don't think it's a bobbin issue. I think mostly it's a tension issue. And then I just give them a link to the video that I did on tensions. And some of them have reached out to me and said, yep, that was it. That was the tension. Because like I said, a lot of people think of the tension on the top thread, but they don't think about the tension on the case of the bobbin. That was something that the technician told me about. And I thought that was pretty cool. And let me see, bobbin issues. And I think that was it. That was all that I really wanted to cover on this video. Let me look at the comments because I see that a lot of you guys, wow, this time a lot of you guys actually like chimed in and stuff. So I want to see what you guys, I see Grace. I know Barb. Hey, Gabrielle. I see Chris, Robin, Sarah, Amelia. Let's see. Did I answer everyone's questions? Hey, Evelyn. Let's see. Yes. Also put a piece of paper over the face so the needle will not fall into the bag. That's a good tip. Thanks, Barb. Man, this lady knows her stuff. Okay. Yes. Barb is talking about a paper. You know, when you're changing your needle, you know, you unscrew it, and that's happened to me. Sometimes the needle falls in, and it doesn't fall in all the way where you can't just pick it up and take it off. But that's a pretty neat hint that she's got out there, because if you put a piece of paper in there and then you go to take out your needle, when the needle falls, it's going to fall on the paper and it won't fall inside your machine. So that's a really good tip. She's good. Okay. And then Amelia said, future video, having issues with sewing elastic together for the waist. I get thread nested underneath. Ooh, thread nesting. Okay, Amelia, we're gonna work on that, because that's happened to me before. I've had thread nesting, and I found, and I don't know if one of you guys can correct me, but one of the things that I notice when I'm embroidering is if I'm having an issue with the thread in the bottom, usually that might mean there's something wrong on the top. And if there's something wrong on the top, then it's something wrong at the bottom. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, but it's like nesting probably. I'm wondering if it could mean that maybe you didn't thread your machine correctly. Maybe you should just rethread the machine on the top. And we'll work on that. Don't worry, we'll get that going. And I will do some research on nesting and see what are the possibilities of why you know, we have nesting and all that kind of stuff. And oh, Barney said, when you order thread, where do you order? Like 615 threads, like 503. I don't know what 503 615 thread number threads. Okay, thread numbers. Okay, boy, so you know how I do my threads. I usually buy my threads by the set. I usually use sim thread. Also, I use a conversion chart. They have something called a conversion chart. So like, let's say the conversion charts. Let me show you real here. I have it real quick. This is a conversion chart. Okay, and one of the things, let me see if I can put it up real quick, and it shows you the different types of thread and then the numbers, right? So, you know, and it tells you what brand and what is the number. Now, the only thing that I say about these things is I started to use this like, you know, like it is what it is, you know, like, oh, I want this thread. So I would go and I would order from another brand with their coordinating number. And then when I got the thread, it really didn't match 100%. So I was kind of like bummed out at that. So now what I do is I usually try to stick to Embroidery is what I bought. Now Embroidery, their numbers are the same as the sim thread. So, yeah, it works for me. And I ordered exactly from the sim thread. However, though, the thing that I didn't like was it took me a very, very long time to get the thread, the sim thread. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get better, guys. I promise. This is my first YouTube channel, so I'm just trying, you know. My second live. So anyway, let me stick to this, okay? These numbers correlate with sim thread. When I ordered directly from sim thread, what happened was it took a very long time for them to ship my product. Now I did get it, and it came nicely and everything. But the thing is that if I really needed that color in like 2 or 3 days, maybe I'm spoiled because I you know, Amazon Prime or something. But it took about 3 weeks to get it. So that was kind of a long time. So, but I kind of learned the hard way, when you run out of thread, don't wait for the last minute. So I kind of use sim thread, and sim thread seems to work for me. I do use Silky as well. Silky Rayon is pretty good as well. That's a very good thread that I use. And Madeira I've used. They're pretty good. The only thing is just matching the thread and stuff. Oh, hello. I love the way you teach. You are great. Oh, thanks, Sizzle. You know, so Barney, I hope I answered your question on the thread. If not, you know, just, you know, send me a comment or an email and stuff, and I can try to help you out and stuff. So anyway, I mean, I'm trying to make this you know, feel interesting and fast and easy, and just wanted to share the knowledge with you guys. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. This is kind of awesome. I mean, this is a pretty good turnout and stuff. It's my second live video and everything. So if you like what you see and stuff, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And you know, if there is anything that you know, can tell me that I've said wrong or something, please let me know. I've been embroidering now for about 2.5 years. And you know, I love it. Well, no, let me correct myself. I have not been embroidering for 2.5 years. I've actually been sewing for 2.5 years. I bought one sewing machine. Then I bought the SE1900 about 2 years ago, and I have been embroidering since. So, and since then, now I got the multi-needle machine, and I actually love it. Okay, so, you know, I started this channel because I actually like doing this. This is a lot of fun. I like making stuff for people. And it's a hobby, and I really, really love it. And there's just so much you can learn about it. So anyway, I just wanted to, you know, give a shout out to everybody. Hope everybody's well.
Where my chopsticks?
Oh my goodness. So I have to give somebody back their chopstick. I guess Chinese food got here.
Don't ask them me, chopsticks.
Oh, that's my husband. So anyway, go. Anyway, hope you like the video and stuff, and I hope you guys all having a great weekend and stuff. So you know, I guess Chinese food is here, so it's time to eat and stuff. So please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and see you guys later. Bye.